in the syllabus of BCom Part 1 Financial Accounting Paper 2nd. We have already discussed the two parts. In the first part, we have discussed the introduction of the branch accounts. That we have discussed the nature of the branch, objective of the branch, okay, then calculation of loading, all these. In the second part, we have discussed the accounting treatment under branch account method as well as how to prepare the branch trading profit and loss account method. It means out of the three methods of accounting of branch, we have covered two methods in the second part. Okay, now we will go for the next part, last part, that is accounting under stock and debtors method or stock and debtors system. In this system, instead of preparing only one account, that is branch account, head office prepares all necessary accounts. Instead of preparing only one branch account or by preparing only the trading profit loss account, head office opens all necessary accounts to record the transactions relating to the branch. Okay, so it is a complete set of books of accounts. It is a complete set of books of accounts. Generally, the 8 accounts are open for the purpose. That is branch staff account, branch adjustment account, goods sent to branch account, branch debtors account, branch cash or bank account, branch petty cash account, branch expenses account, and branch profit loss account. These accounts are opened to record all branch transactions. This is the complete set of books of accounts. Here we will prepare all the required accounts. Okay, is that clear? Okay, first we will see how to prepare the branch stock account. This account records only the items of goods. This account records only the items of goods. That is opening stock, closing stock, inflow of goods and outflow of goods from branch. Okay. If the goods are invoiced at an invoice price or selling price, if the goods are invoiced at selling price or above cost price or invoice price, then all entries should be passed with the invoice price. All entries, all items should be recorded with the invoice price. If the goods are sent at cost price, then all entries will be passed, all posting will be made with the cost price. Okay. So see the specimen of the branch stock account. Opening balance will be debited as usual because it is an asset. All assets have debit balances, so the balance of branch stock will be shown to the debit side. Then the goods sent to branch account. Then next is branch debtors account. If the goods are returned by the branch, such return should be debited. Such return should be debited to the branch stock account as the goods received. Okay, and if there is any surplus, to the credit side we record goods sent to the branch account, that is goods returned by branch. Okay, goods returned by the branch. Then cash sales, credit sales, that is branch cash account and branch debtors account. Any abnormal loss should also be credited, and shortage in stock. Also, we have to record at the end closing stock. So you can find here all the goods items. Opening stock, goods sent, goods returned, surplus in stock, abnormal loss, shortage, closing stock, all these goods items are recorded to the branch stock account. I repeat, all the postings are made with the invoice price if the goods are sent at invoice price. All the entries are passed or all the postings are made with the cost price if the goods are sent at cost price. Okay. If the goods are sent at invoice price, if the goods are sent at invoice price, and in the problem if you have provided the items of goods at cost price, they convert this cost price into invoice price and record here invoice price only. It means that only when the goods are sent at cost price, then only you have to record here all the goods items at cost price. If the goods are sent at invoice price, then you have to record at invoice price. Even though the goods items are given at cost price, you have to convert it into invoice price and then you have to record it. Okay. Oh, then we will go for the next. The branch adjustment account. The branch adjustment account. This account is open only for the cancellation of loan. This account is open for the cancellation of loading. Loading, it means loading on goods items. Loading means loading on goods items. Okay. So goods items, opening stock, goods sent, goods return, surplus, shortage, abnormal loss, and closing stock. All these are goods items. Okay. The loading included in these goods items when the goods are sold at invoice price or selling price, the loading included in all these items are cancelled in this account. This account is prepared only for that purpose, that is cancellation of loading. Okay? How to cancel the loading? Just we have to give opposite effect. Just you have to give the opposite effect. Opposite effect means you record opening stock to the debit side of the branch stock account. Now to cancel the loading, you have to credit the branch adjustment account. Okay? You record goods sent to branch account to the debit side of branch stock account. Now to cancel, you have to credit the account. Cancel the loading, you have to credit the account. You record surplus in stock to the debit side of branch stock account. To cancel the loading on this surplus, you have to credit the branch account. And those items that you have recorded to the credit side, those items, goods items, which you have recorded to the credit side, that is goods returned. Okay. Then closing stock, abnormal loss, all these items. Okay. To cancel the loading on all these items, you have to give opposite effect, it means debit effect to the branch adjustment account. So to cancel the loading in goods returned, you have to debit the branch adjustment account. To cancel the loading in abnormal loss or shortage of stock, you have to debit only with the loading account. Okay, and as well as you have to cancel the loading by debiting. Loading in closing stock, you have to debit the branch adjustment account. It means here while passing the entry, while making the posting to the branch adjustment account, while making the posting to the branch adjustment account, we will consider only the amount of loading, not the cost price, not the invoice price. Only we will consider the amount of loading. Loading on opening stock, loading on goods sent, loading on goods return, loading on closing stock. In this way, we will consider the amount of loading only. Okay. Next is goods sent to branch. Next is goods sent to branch account. This account is opened only to record the goods sent to the branch and goods returned by the branch. Goods sent to the branch and goods returned by the branch. Okay. And also we will use this account. To this account also we will record the loading. Okay. So just entry will be passed for goods sent, that is branch stock account debit to goods sent to branch account. So posting will be made to the credit side of the goods sent to the branch account. If the goods are returned, entry will be branch stock account debit to goods sent to branch account. So goods sent to branch account will be debit. And to cancel the loading, you have to give opposite. To cancel the loading, you have to give opposite effect. Okay. For example, goods returned is recorded to the debit side. Loading is cancelled to the credit side. Goods sent to the branch recorded to the credit side by branch stock account. The loading is cancelled to the debit side. Okay. So just you have to give opposite effect to cancel the loading. Close the account, find out the balancing figure, and this figure will be transferred to the purchase account or credit account. Okay. Close the account, find out the balancing figure. This figure will be transferred to the credit account or purchases account. Okay. Just this account is opened to record goods sent, goods returned, the loading on all these goods items, goods returned and goods sent, and just we will close the account and will transfer the balance to the credit account or purchases account. Next is branch debtors account. Next is branch debtors account. When the goods are sold on credit also, when the goods are sold on credit also, the branch has to prepare the a head office has to prepare the branch debtors account. Okay, so there will be only two items to the debit side. One is opening balance and second is credit sales. Okay, one is opening balance and second is credit sales. And to the credit side, we will record if the books are returned, cash collected from debtors, discounts, bad debts, okay, allowances as expenses, and then we will calculate the closing balance. Okay, keeping in mind that here bad debts, allowances, discounts are not recorded separately, but these are recorded under the heading branch expenses account. Okay, instead of crediting directly by bad debts, by discount, by allowances, we will take it under the heading branch expenses account. Some others have directly taken, some others of this have taken directly these items to the profit and loss account also. But generally, it is taken, these items are taken under the heading branch expenses account. Okay? Opening balance and credit sales debited and goods returned, okay, collection from debtors, then expenses, that is discount, allowances, bad debts are to the credit side, and just calculate the closing balance if it is not given. This is the branch debtors account. Okay. Next is branch cash account or branch bank account. Branch cash account or branch bank account. This account shows only the cash transactions with the branch or relating to the branch. Okay. Opening balance, if cash is sent to the branch for any purpose, generally for expenses. If cash is sent by the head office to the branch for any purpose, then it should have to be debited. Then we will record the cash sales and cash collected from debtors. Okay? Cash collected from debtors and cash sales. As the cash is received, all these items will be debited. And on the credit side, only we will record the cash remittance and branch expenses. Cash remittance by branch to head office. Okay, by branch to head office, we will record, as well as we will record some expenses incurred by the head office for the purpose of branch. Okay, branch expenses paid by the head office, and if there is any balance, we will calculate it. Okay, so opening balance, if the cash is sent to the branch for any expenses for any purpose, then and the cash sales and cash collected from debtors, these items are to be recorded to the debit side, and remittance by branch to head office as well as expenses are to be credited, and there may be closing balance or may not. Okay, if all amount is remitted by the branch, then there will be no closing balance. The next account is branch petty cash account. The branch has authority to incur some petty expenses, and for this purpose, head office pay, give, make payment for petty expenses. Okay, so the branch has authority to incur some petty expenses, and for this purpose, the branch receives money from the head office. Okay, so if there is opening balance, it should be recorded to the debit side. Petty cash is an asset, so it will have obviously debit balance. Then cash received from head office for petty expenses. Credit only the branch expenses, that is petty expenses only. Petty expenses only, and then calculate the balance if it is not. Only 4 items are recorded to this petty expenses account or petty cash account. Okay, very simple. Then we will turn to the next account, that is branch expenses account. To this account, all expenses are recorded. Okay, such as salary, wages, insurance. Okay, all these expenses are recorded. Instead of recording each and every item, just we will prepare only one entry. Just we will make only one posting. That is branch expenses account debit to branch cash or bank account. And under this, we will consider all expenses, salary, okay, insurance, rent, whatever it may be. All these expenses are taken collectively. All these expenses are taken collectively under the heading branch cash bank, because the entry is branch expenses account debit to branch cash account. Okay. Then we have transferred the discount, allowances and bad debts from the debtors account that we have to take into consideration here, and we will record to the debit side. Okay, and then petty expenses incurred by the branch. All these expenses will be total, and this total will be transferred to the profit and loss account. Okay, this total will be, total means expenses plus discounts, allowances, baggage plus petty expenses. All these will be debited, and this total will be transferred to the profit and loss account, branch profit and loss account. And the last account is branch profit and loss account. Branch profit and loss account records only the expenses and losses. All the total expenses that we have transferred from the branch expenses account are debited. Okay, one amount only, because we have shown all the details in the branch expenses account. So total of branch expenses will be taken here. The aggregate amount of total expenses will be taken here as one item. And then we will show only the two items of losses, that is if there is any abnormal loss and if there is any shortage. Okay, take into consideration that you have to record abnormal loss as well as shortage in stock at cost price. At cost price, not at invoice price, because we have already cancelled the loading. So you have to record abnormal loss as well as shortage in stock at cost price. If in the case of abnormal loss, if the goods are insured, and the insurance company admitted the claim or paid the claim, if the insurance company admitted the claim or paid the claim, then you have to calculate the net loss. And only net loss should be debited. How to calculate net loss? Actual loss minus insurance claim. That will be your net loss, and this net loss should be debited. Okay, is that clear? And the balance, if there is surplus, we will credit it, and the balance of this profit and loss account will be transferred to the general profit and loss account. The balance of this account, branch profit loss account balance, if there is profit or if there is loss, profit or loss both will be transferred to the general profit and loss account. Okay, I repeat, you have to record here expenses total in aggregate including baggage, discounts, etc. You have given all the details in expenses account, so take into consideration only the aggregate amount that you have transferred from the branch expenses account. Then you have to record abnormal loss with cost price if the goods are insured and the amount is received from the insurance company or insurance company admitted the claim, find out the net loss and record it. Also you have to record shortage at cost price. Okay, and then if there is a surplus, you have to take into consideration to the credit side, calculate the missing figure or balancing figure. It will be net profit or net loss. This branch profit or this branch loss will be transferred to the general profit and loss account. Okay, clear? Some important points we have to take into consideration while preparing all these accounts. 8 accounts. We have discussed the 8 accounts. One is branch stock account. Second is goods sent to branch account. Third is branch adjustment account. Fourth is branch debtors account. Then branch cash account, branch expenses account, branch petty cash account, and branch profit and loss account. All these accounts have to be prepared. Generally, that much accounts are sufficient to record all the transactions of the branch or relating to the branch. But while preparing these accounts, we have to take into consideration some important points. The first is that you may not be provided all the items from all the accounts. Some items may be missing. Say for example, closing debtors, closing stock, okay, then closing petty cash balance, whatever it may be. Some items may be missing. You can find out such missing items by preparing the concerned account. Okay. Second, if the goods are sent at invoice price, loading on all goods items are to be calculated. Because the rule states that all the entries, all the postings should be made at invoice price and loading should be cancelled. So you have to calculate the loading if the goods are invoiced at invoice price. Next, if it is mentioned that goods are supplied at invoice price, but the items of goods are given at cost price, then you have to calculate the invoice price of all goods items. It means you have to convert the cost price into invoice price, record all the goods items to the branch stock account at invoice price, and then cancel the loading in the branch adjustment account. Okay? Is that clear? So when invoice price is there, you have to calculate loading. If even the cost price is given, you have to convert, you have to record invoice price, and again you have to cancel the loading. Okay? If goods are sent at cost price, then there is no need of a calculation of loading, as well as there is no need of a preparation of branch adjustment account. Why? Because we prepare branch adjustment account only for recording loading. So if there is no loading, then there is no question of a preparation of branch adjustment account. Every time you will not be asked to prepare all the accounts. Every time you will not be prepared, you will not be asked to prepare all the accounts. Sometimes you may ask few accounts out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts. Okay. So preparation of accounts depends upon the required that which accounts that you have to prepare, okay, or as per the information given in the problem. Okay, if you are required to prepare only 2 accounts, that is branch stock account and branch debtor accounts, then 2 accounts are sufficient. So how many accounts are to be prepared depends upon 2 items. One, how many accounts that you have to prepare, you are required to prepare. How many accounts you are required to prepare. And second, the information given in the problem. If there is no information regarding the loading, if there is no information, it is not mentioned that the goods are sent at invoice price, then there will be no question of preparation of branch adjustment account. If there is no information is given regarding the petty cash, then there is no necessity of a preparation of petty cash. In the same way, the information given in the problem decides how many accounts are to be prepared. The information given in the problem decides how many accounts are to be prepared. Okay. So if you are asked to prepare some accounts, only you have to prepare these accounts only. And if you are not asked any particular accounts or any specific accounts, then at such time read the problem and depend upon the information given in the problem you have to prepare. But there will be maximum 8 accounts. Not more than that. Okay. Next, in this type or in this method or in this system, generally journal entries are not asked. The possibility of question, the possibility of problem requiring journal entry is least. But for your information, I have enclosed it in PDF form. You can go through it carefully. Okay. I have attached it here, enclosed here, all the journal entries regarding all the accounts. Okay. Go through it, read this carefully. Okay. You can understand very easily.